To many people living in developing countries, America represents the land of opportunities, the land of freedom, and the land of hope. That is the reason why my own and many of your families uprooted and replanted their family trees here. However, you may not know that the USA also leads the Western nations in the child homicide rate. In 2012, the world lost 95,000 children and adolescents to senseless murders. It is also shocking to tell you that the United States had about 4 adolescent homicides per 100,000 people in 2012, which is the same homicide rate for Iraq after suffering from the 2003 military invasions. Statistics can't lie, but I did intentionally paint a more gruesome picture to get your attention. But you can't deny that homicide is not even newsworthy in many places. But when a young life gets taken for no reason, we can't help but to feel pain for the lost innocents. That's why poor little JonBenet Ramsey stays in our memories 20 years after her passing. She is the perfect little girl every parent wants. Her death seemed like a twisted puzzle, and the more you want to try to untangle it, the more messy it becomes. The mess got much worse in the last week or so when A&E, CBS, and Dr. Phil aired their specials on JonBenet. As you may know by now, I love to learn, but I also have a filter on, so I don't take everything at face value. While watching these 3 programs gave me a chance to view the case from different angles, and most importantly, I get to share the lessons I learned with you. Like many unsolved mysteries, JonBenet's case had some clues pointing in one direction and other clues pointing in other directions. A&E's ID Discovery took us through many intruders' theories, while CBS pointed the finger to the Ramsey family. Watching the CBS interview on Burke Ramsey, then Dr. Phil's interview with him 20 years later, it kind of feels like a time-lapse movie. And when putting it all together, you can see how viewers got manipulated into seeing things that were not there. To me, that is the most important lesson I learned. Although I've read lots of articles and analysis about the case, I was surprised to learn new information. When I watched JonBenet, An American Murder Mystery, to make sure the information is fact-based, I verified most through extensive internet searching, and this is what I found. Number 1, there is an open, broken window in the basement, and it is big enough for someone to get in. Number 2, there is a suitcase next to the window, possibly someone used to get out of the house. Number 3, a shard of wood found on JonBenet's body also matched a baseball bat found hidden in the bushes outside. Finally, a shoe print outside the house didn't match any shoes owned by the Ramsey family members. Possible intruders including Bill McReynolds, a professor and family friend who looked like Santa. What put him high on the list is the alarming coincidental facts that he gave JonBenet a note, "You will receive a special gift after Christmas." He seemed to be hostile to Patsy at JonBenet's funeral, and he seemed to be in the media spotlight too much. While Bill's wife, Janet, wrote a play about a young girl is molested, tortured, murdered, and left in a basement. And there's another troubling fact. Bill's daughter and Janet's daughter were abducted and witnessed the sexual molestation of their friend on December 26, 1972. Bill can be the perfect crazy Silence of the Lambs professor, or the Zodiac killer who follows the novel, or he can be the silent partner in the 1978 film Who Dressed as Santa to Kill. But in real life, he may just be the frail old man who mourns the loss of little JonBenet. Then we learned about Gary Oliva, a convicted sex offender who attempted to strangle his own mother with a phone cord, and was diagnosed as a schizophrenic. He is a homeless man staying in a church a few houses from the Ramseys. He admitted that he was obsessed with JonBenet, and he also owned a stun gun. Then on Valentine's Day 1997, 26-year-old Michael Helgoth was found dead with a gunshot wound to the head. Michael had records of a sexual assault on a child, cruelty to animals, and even told his friend that he and his partner will be getting $50,000 to $60,000 around Christmas 1996. But when his friend John asked him what happened after Christmas, Michael said something went wrong. Soon after that, he was found dead. But the police kind of brushed off that theory. But Detective Lou Smith decided to follow that lead. Just by reviewing photos taken at the suicide scene, he found a stun gun and a high-tech boot laying right next to the body. Please note that JonBenet was thought to be subdued by a stun gun, and there was a high-tech shoe print at the crime scene. And Michael Helgoth's wound was shot from the left, while he is known to be a right-handed man. And there is an unexplained bullet hole in a pillowcase on his bed. Why would anyone want to kill himself through a pillow? Was Michael Helgoth killed by his partner? The real killer of JonBenet? Of course, no one can forget John Mark Carr, who confessed to the killing of JonBenet in 2004. But everyone knows he's crazy. So let's not waste time talking about him. The CBS documentary, The Case of JonBenet Ramsey, actually should be named The Case Against the Ramseys. The documentary is so misleading, I made another video just to show the distance between their expert opinion and the opinion of a rational person. The points they made are basically pointless. This is a quick summary.
What's your name? Are you Patsy Ramsey? The brother? Oh my God! Please. Okay, I'm sending an officer over, okay? Do you know how long she's been gone? No, I don't. Please, we just got out. Did you were here? Oh my God, please. Okay, I am, honey. Please. Take a deep breath. Please, okay? Hurry. Patsy?
CBS called Patsy's 911 call suspicious because she did not give JonBenet's name. Prior to December 26, 1996, no one knows who JonBenet is. Pick on that? What a joke. CBS showed through handwriting comparisons between Patsy and the kidnapper, the letters C, I, G, O, and the exclamation mark look similar. Honestly, I don't see any striking resemblance. Those styles look like what I learned at school. Plus, if only 4 letters look similar, with 22 looking different, she should really be excluded. Then the demo of a 10-year-old kid hitting the pigskin-covered skull replica is another good example of brainwashing. The kid gave a powerful hit on a target that can't move. Imagine trying to kill a 6-year-old facing you and expect her to stand still. Is that possible? According to CBS, after killing JonBenet, the Ramsey crime family staged the crime scene, faked a sexual assault, faked a strangulation, faked tying up JonBenet, wrote the ransom note and disguised the writing, rehearsed with Burke so the 9-year-old won't say anything incriminating nor look suspicious. Then took the body to the basement and expected the police not to find the body so John can take JonBenet's body upstairs and destroy the crime scene evidence. While setting up the perfect crime, they left the pineapple bowl in plain view, left the murder weapon flashlight on the kitchen counter, and left the toy train in the room. Oh my God, what a brilliant crime family. Another big surprising stance taken by CBS is their calling of the DNA left on JonBenet's panties and her pajamas to be touch DNA. It was the DNA from that factory worker in China. As for the DNA on her pajamas, it must have been transferred from the panty. If this theory holds water, then we should never trust any DNA result. Comparing DNA collected on a new panty with a blood-stained panty from JonBenet is a classic example of manipulation. Do you realize how easily you can be fooled? CBS then brought up an interesting fact. Colorado law prohibits prosecuting anyone under the age of 10. So if Burke really did it, he could not be prosecuted. Even his name should never be allowed to be published. Assuming CBS has solid evidence against Burke, which they don't, it is against the law to accuse Burke of the crime. Do I have any new suspect or information to offer on JonBenet? Sorry, I don't. But think about the points I brought up, and then look at those documentaries again. See if you now have better vision. This is Ken Peters. Thank you for watching.